Hey, look at these new shoes I got.
Shoes? Let me see.
Hey!
I could use the shoe boxes for Operation Christmas Child. But they only want average size boxes, and this one's a bit big. But I can fix that. So you'll need a pattern. Cut out the bottom of the shoe box and also the side of the shoe box. So you want to undo the box, flatten it out. I'm going to leave the lid like that because I'll use that in a bit. So this would be the bottom of the box. I'm going to cut it, so first you want to put some cardboard down so that you don't cut your surface. This is just random cardboard.
Totally random. She took it out of the neighbor's recycling can.
Now, so you're going to measure the bottom of your box. This is just slightly over, so I just leave that. And it's good. But don't go too deep, just cut the surface and go all the way across. Next is the side of the box. Line it up to the line that you just cut and cut that across. I think I'll just go with the fold that they have there, since it's not that much smaller. Next, on the sides, you're going to want to cut down to the center. On the line that you just skirted. And also cut off any excess that you won't be using. Now I'm going to reassemble the box. But this will be a lot smaller. Crease your folds. This side I'm just going to put the box back together the way it was. And this side I'm going to bend in. Next you want some tape. You're going to tape your edges. Make sure your edges are even. These are because I cut it on the code, but not every box will work out this well. I'm going to take this flap down. It doesn't stick out. And the other side as well. Next, I'm going to make the lid. So this one came with the lid, and since the diameter of the box was the same, I don't have to cut the lid, except for the sides of the box. So I'm just going to skirt that where the edge of the box that I just made was. I'm going to unfold it now. that side's glued, so I'll just keep it that way. Cut down here. Wait, but I forgot. So I measured the box, but you also need a little edge. So looks like it's about 1 inch. I'm just gonna eyeball it, but ideally you would want to measure it and make sure it's straight. And now you're gonna cut on the second line, not the first line, the second line you did. Just cut that all the way across the box. Now you can fold back down the sides. Gonna need to cut this just down to where the fold is. Do it on the other side as well. Crease that fold. That will need some tape, but I'll do that in a minute. And then you're gonna just stick flaps under. And tape down the edges. And there we have it. A new, smaller size box. It's not quite as big as it was. And it's about the average of the other boxes, so that will go well in shipping.
This shoebox is a bit too big also, but as you can see it does not have a separate lid. So I'm going to convert this one down using the same patterns that my sister cut out. Again, break down the box. Now, some of them you will have to cut on the side, but this one you do not. So just like she did, you would score all the way across on the top of this. Next is this side, and that also lines up with the fold like my sister's did. Then also you will need the top part, which is the same size as the bottom. So you score that across also. And that will be the lid. Now you cut down the sides. Find the end of your tape. Then you will fold it and tape it in. And sometimes this flap is a little bit too big, so you just trim it. Doesn't really matter where because you're folding over the other thing. Do the same on the opposite side. And if you cut too deep, which I did a little bit, you have to tape this right here. Now what I like to do is flip that down. Wait. If it has these weird flaps on the side, then you need to tape them together. There's that gap there, so tape the gap. And then I cut the little edge piece to where this edge is. Just cut off all the extra. Then you need to do the front edge. Score that. Cut it all the way across. And cut this down to your other score line. Fold on your scores. Fold it in. Sometimes it will be a little too big, so you can trim that, because I didn't actually measure it. Perfect. Then wrap the tape on it. This one's probably going to be too big also, so I'm going to trim that. And then I like to reinforce, after I shut it, the sides with the flaps because they look funny and sometimes they like to open more. That's a little uneven, so let me trim that up. Alright, and we're done. I'll put it with the rest of them. Here's a giant shoebox from Joshua's Big Huge Feet. He's a size 13. And this is going to be about the same as the last one. But since it's so big, it will be a little bit different. So again, lay the pattern. Now, since this is a lot bigger, you will also need to score down the side. All the way up. Now with this one, it has the extra line that I cut. So instead of their fold line, you're going to cut it all the way down to the extra line that you cut. Make sure it's even and not sticking out any. Now for this side, you're going to fold it. Oops, I didn't cut all the way down. This one's going to be extra long because of that extra line. So just cut off part of that. You don't need to measure it because it's just going to be on the inside. And then you're going to cut off about that much on the top part. Always do more than you think you need first because you can always trim it. Now, as you can see here, I cut that crooked, but that's okay. I'll fix that. Now, you would tape the gaps. Okay, now I'm going to do about 1 inch for the flaps because these were really big. Cut off all the extra. down to your first line, and then finish the exact same way we did the other boxes. Folding it up. Oops. Folding it up and taping it. Doing it on the other side. And there we go. It's finished.
If you guys are wondering, where do you guys get shoe boxes from? So what you do is you go to the store, you buy a box of shoes. You don't need these. You take them out. You got a perfectly good box. All you got to do is go to the store, buy tons of shoes, whether you need them or not, and take the shoes out, and there you go. That's how you get your boxes.
Both use none of them.
Goodbye!